And, their faces and hopeful questions stayed with me. In that moment, I realized that technology only becomes meaningful when it removes barriers and gives people back control over their own lives. After completing my doctorate with high honors, the biggest challenges are usually not about technical skills, but about everything around them. I mean, the hiring process, unstructured communication, classic job interviews, noisy offices, unclear expectations, and rigid full-time jobs. For me, real inclusion projects are those where autistic and other neurodivergent people sit at the table as co-designer, not only as participants.
Welcome to the Metautism podcast, where we're diving into the vibrant world of autism and championing inclusive education and employment. Join us as we explore innovative strategies, share inspiring stories, and analyze groundbreaking initiatives that celebrate differences and advocate for a future of equal opportunities. Let's get started. Hello. How are you? Welcome to another episode of Metautism podcast. I'm your host, Clara, and today I'm joined by Leila Mekacher. She is second time on this podcast, and previously she spoke about this Metautism project, but I feel we didn't get enough time to meet her, to learn more about her personality, things she likes to do, and how she got to this point. So she's the CEO and founder of Innoverse Factory. She's also a passionate engineer, entrepreneur, head of digital research and innovation, and of course, a big STEM ambassador and the founder of Technological Education Center at SRH Vocational Training Center. That's, I believe, just the tip of the iceberg of all the things she's done and all fantastic things she is also now doing. So I'm looking forward to dive into this conversation. And Leila, of course, welcome to the show.
It's so great to be back on your podcast. I'm really happy to see you again and to continue our conversation from last time.
Absolutely. And we can just start by asking what inspired you to combine your passion for technology, education, and inclusion in your professional journey?
For me, everything really started when I brought together technology and inclusion during my PhD in robotics. I worked on rehabilitation robots and together with three other researchers, developed a gaze-based control system that enables people with severe physical disability to control their wheelchair and their environment using only their eyes. When we presented the prototype at a rehabilitation fair, many families asked whether it was already a real product I could buy. And, their faces and hopeful questions stayed with me. In that moment, I realized that technology only becomes meaningful when it removes barriers and gives people back control over their own lives. After completing my doctorate with high honors, I didn't go into the corporate sector. Instead, I chose to teach at a vocational training center for young people with special needs to understand their challenges and develop solutions for them, just I had done with the intelligent wheelchair.
We will get back to that vocational school, of course, but how did the Innoverse Factory come to life?
Innoverse actually started long before it became a company. Teaching young neurodivergent people gave me a deep understanding of their barriers they face when entering the labor market, from rejection during job applications and high unemployment rates to job losses despite their unique strengths. And this realization became the foundation for my future work. So around 2018, I founded the Technological Education Center at SRH. It's a competence center where I involved my autistic and neurodivergent trainees in real projects for companies, clinics, and universities. And by 2021, I had built a pool of freelancers called Innoversa, consisting of my trainees, but also older adults and refugees who faced barrier in the labor market. And over the years, I turned this pool into two organizations. Innoversa, a non-profit company for STEM projects for children and young people from disadvantaged social backgrounds, and Innoverse Factory, a for-profit company focused on research and development of immersive technologies, edutainment, and inclusive digital learning tools, as well as immersive solutions for neurodivergent people within the European project Metautism.
Fantastic work you're doing there, but you started actually in electrical engineering and now you lead immersive educational innovation. So what drove that transition? Was that your work in vocational school, as you said, or something else is there also?
Founded the Technological Education Center and I involved my trainees in real project. I still had the mindset of an engineer. So my first focus with immersive technologies was very technical, creating holograms of machines, offering training in virtual environments, and developing therapeutic solution for clinic. At some point, I realized something important. My trainees were getting a lot of attention from outside, and their applications became stronger and more visible on the labor market because they had skills in immersive technologies, and that even university students or employees in big company often didn't have. That was the moment when it clicked for me. And I then started working with my trainees and my Innoversa team on educational projects and publishing at international conferences. And this international visibility led to us becoming a partner in the European project Metautism, where we now develop solutions for autistic people.
Yes, and when we're speaking about the technology of today, technology of the future, what do you believe are the most important technologies that are shaping vocational education and training?
See three key technologies. First, XR technologies, virtual, augmented, and mixed reality, which let learners practice complex tasks and social situation in safe, realistic environments. Second, serious games and gamified platforms that make learning more interactive and less passive. And third, AI tools and skills tracking platforms, which help us personalize learning paths, identify strengths, and support needs very early, and adapt even content in real time. But in the end, the key for me is not the technology itself, but how we use it to create accessible, low-barrier learning experience.
Absolutely amazing. And when you spoke actually about serious games and, of course, XR technologies and so on, I would like to mention for our viewer or listener that we also have episodes with guests who are also doing that, but they maybe described how it works a bit in more detail, because that was the topic of their episode. So I will link it down below in the description in case someone wants to check it out a bit further. And of course, now I would like to ask you, how do you use gamification to enhance learning and career orientation? And maybe if you can also clarify what gamification is for those who don't know yet.
We use gamification on several levels. For example, we animate textbooks in augmented reality and combine this with micro-learning, delivering knowledge in small nuggets as animated 3D models, short explanations or interactive elements that guide learners step by step through complex topics. We also build immersive escape rooms for abstract subjects like mechanical engineering or water technology, and learners might navigate through a virtual sewage treatment plant, for example, or an ancient Roman setting, and solve technical, legal, and teamwork-related tasks in order to escape. So, and for career orientation, we offer VR simulations where each mission reflects typical tasks in real jobs, for example, in logistic, healthcare, IT, or technical maintenance. And using levels, points, and skill tracking platform, we make progress visible. So for autistic learners, this gamified approach reduces anxiety because expectations are clear and the world is rule-based. Instead of talking abstractly about a good job fit, they can experience different roles and feel what really suits them.
And what is your approach to designing digital tools for individuals on the autism spectrum?
First of all, we design with autistic people, not just for them. Many of my team members and trainees are autistic, and they are involved in co-design, testing, and feedback. In that sense, this is what defines us today: autistic people developing for autistic people. And on the technical side, so we focus on clear instructions, predictable steps, and low sensory overload, so user can adjust sound, speed, and task complexity, and this gives them more control and makes it easier to learn in a way that fits their own needs.
And how does, you previously mentioned the XR technology, so could you explain the concept of XR-based training and how it emphasizes the skills and strong points of individuals on the spectrum?
XR-based training allows us to simulate workplaces, social situations, or technical tasks in a very controlled but still realistic way. For autistic individuals, this is a big advantage. We can design environments where their strengths, such as focus, pattern recognition, honesty, and precision, are not just visible, but essential for success. For example, in a VR training for quality control or technical maintenance, attention to details becomes a real superpower. And because XR is an interactive and repeatable, learners can practice situations many times, build routines, and gain confidence without the constant unpredictability of real world. So, and later we help them transfer these skills into real workplaces.
Absolutely amazing. And what are the biggest challenges for integrating autistic individuals in the STEM fields, and how do you address those challenges?
The biggest challenges are usually not about technical skills, but about everything around them. I mean, the hiring process, unstructured communication, classic job interviews, noisy offices, unclear expectations, and rigid full-time jobs. We address this on 3 levels. First, we prepare autistic candidates with VR-based interview training, sometimes supported by AI, to give feedback on their answer, as well as with social simulations and long-term project work, so they can build confidence and strong portfolio. Second, we prepare companies. For example, we use programs like VAMP in Germany, which allow long internship with support to adapt workplaces and structures. And third, we work on changing the narrative in our Metautism project and awareness campaigns. We highlighted autistic strengths and show that inclusive employment is a win-win, not charity. We want to change the mindset. Autistic people are not problem to be managed. They are valuable colleagues with specific strengths.
I have a feeling like you already answered some of my following questions, but I will ask it, and maybe you can give us a bit more insight, especially on how you collaborate with educational institutions and industry in general to create real-world inclusion projects.
In my dual role at a vocational training center for young people with special needs, but also in my company, Innoverse Factory, I can test solutions directly with autistic trainees in more than 40 professions. And we co-create projects with school, universities, clinics, and companies. So they bring their real-world challenges, and we bring immersive and inclusive design. For me, real inclusion projects are those where autistic and other neurodivergent people sit at the table as co-designer, not only as participants. So beyond Europe, I also work with partners in Arab countries. For example, through student thesis, joint publications, and collaboration with universities. And there we often focus on developing new simulators and preparing future project consortia.
As you said, your projects and your work is not recognized only in Europe, but even further. So how does international collaboration look in your field?
International collaboration means building bridges between very different systems. Our main international collaboration is Metautism project, which brings together partners from 6 European countries. And together we co-design XR-based training concepts, awareness campaigns, handbooks for educators, and of course, the simulators themselves. We work in regular online sprints, joint design workshops, and local pilot phases. Each partner tests the tools in their own context, and we learn a lot from these differences. Beyond Europe, I also collaborate with Arab countries through, as I told you, student thesis, joint publication. For me, what matters most is that autistic people are involved in every country, not just as a participant, but as co-creators and as speakers, for example, in our Metautism podcast.
How do you measure the impact of your technological initiatives? So social impact, to be precise.
First, we combine classical evaluation methods such as questionnaires and learning or employment outcomes with more qualitative indicators like feedback from learners, families, trainers, and employers. Being also recognized as a company of the future in Germany, named as one of the world's 20 inspiring women to follow in 2025, and selected as top strategic innovator of the year in inclusive technologies. I think these are also external signs that our work is seen as both technologically and socially impactful. In addition, several magazines from different countries have reported on this work, which shows that these topics resonate far beyond our local context.
I also want to congratulate you on a few of your most recent awards, where you are, as you already mentioned, a recognized innovator. And I don't want to say woman in STEM, because I think it's person in STEM, not only woman. If you get where I'm going,
I agree with you.
Thank you. That's great. And I really, whenever I see it on LinkedIn, your LinkedIn profile will be linked down below. Whenever I see something new from you, I'm always very proud and very glad to see you are making great progress, not only for yourself, but for neurodivergent and other communities also.
Thank you so much.
And now we're going towards the end of our episode. So to conclude with a few questions. So one of that is, I would like to see, how do you envision the future of education for neurodiverse individuals, especially in the next decade?
Future where educational systems offer flexible, personalized learning paths that combine immersive practice, remote and on-site learning, even supported by AI. Digital platforms will continuously adapt to learners' profiles, reducing cognitive overload while still challenging their strengths. Learning environments will be sensory aware and adjustable by default. Autistic and other neurodivergent people will not only use this system, but help design them as co-creators, researchers, and leaders. years. So the focus will clearly be on strength rather than deficits.
Wonderful. And lastly, of course, what is your message for young researchers who want to merge technology with social responsibility?
My message is this. First, don't choose between depth in technology and depth in humanity. We need both. Second, don't be afraid of hybridity. My own path goes from electrical engineering and robotics to pedagogy, inclusion, and entrepreneurship, and even to becoming a certified autism specialist. At the time, it looked unusual, but today, exactly this mix allows me to build bridges. And finally, you don't have to change the whole world at once. Start with one concrete context, one school, one group, one project. If what you build works there and you document it well, it will grow.
Wonderful message and wonderful podcast episode, Leila. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your story.
Thank you so much, Clara. It was great to be back and to share this time with you again.
And I guess it's also December, so I want to wish happy holidays and happy 2026 for our listeners and viewers, and of course you, Leila. So as I said, once again, thank you, and I wish everyone all the best.
Thank you, Clara.
And lastly, I, of course, have to thank Erasmus Plus program of European Union for funding this project. All opinions are our own. And thank you, dear listener or viewer, for following this episode. And for the next ones, of course, subscribe on YouTube or follow on Spotify. And until the next time, next year, bye-bye.